Happy New Year. Question: are you happy with this new year? Right? Yeah. It's always a question of how to make us happy. Because something new is always a bit, there's excitement and also anxiety that brings, and sometimes we're afraid of what is new. But again, why are you so happy? Because we know how to be happy because of faith. And so today, another question. When you're troubled and you have problems and difficulty in the house, in your own family, who is the first person you are calling for help? In your family? Mom? Dad? No one is saying about dad. Because when you ask dad, ask mom. Right? And that is the same wisdom of the Catholic Church, our mother Catholic Church, really wanting us to have Mary at the beginning of the new year for us to be guided by how she lived her life. Mary modeled for us how to live our Christian life. With all uncertainties, difficulties that she'd undergone, it was her faith. And so, her fiat, saying yes to God, led her in a divine adventure. She just said yes, but she doesn't know what she's saying into. But again, she grew her faith and love of God to have that kind of divine adventure. And I think the years that had passed, if you will perceive it in the context of God's grace, it is the same. It was a divine adventure. Do you agree or not? It is a divine adventure. A lot of things that you have accomplished is not about you. It's about God who gave you the opportunity, the grace to be able to withstand the difficulties of time. And so that's why today, Mary is giving us the secret in order to have a happy, blessed life. What's the secret? Mary kept all these things, reflecting them in her heart. Two things. She kept all these things, and then second, she reflected in her heart. You know, how we can keep all these things in our heart? By remembering, because the heart is a repository of memories, of things that we are valuing. Who among you here are fond of journal writing or diary, right? That's why you diary all those things that is important to you, right? Or who likes to compile pictures in the photo album, right? Assigning them in thematic system so that you know what happened. Even you put labels so that you know what happened then. And third, sometimes we have like old shoebox, right? Where we keep our memorabilia, tickets, whatever that is important to us, so that whenever we see, when we try to become happy, we open the box and it brings about the memory. The heart is like that too, right? And so, John Paul II says, I love this word, remembering the past with gratitude, live the present with enthusiasm, and look forward to the future with confidence. So in this year coming, that started today, remember those words of John Paul II, to be able to live a grateful life. So first is to keep them in our heart, and then second, reflect them. Finding the message and meaning in God's grace, all the things that had happened in our lives. Yes, it's true that not all memories or experiences are worth keeping, right? Because if not, our hearts will just explode with all those memories. At times, they are not good. Negative emotions, negative experiences. But what Mary did by reflecting is finding the meaning and the message of God in His grace. So she was actually sorting out the things that she kept in her heart. And that is the practical thing to do. In the very word in the gospel, after the shepherd visited her, she said, she kept everything and pondered it in her heart. She treasured it. And then twice and several occasions, you will hear that passage, she kept all these things in her heart. One is Annunciation, right? But what happened to them, there are so many experiences of Mary and Joseph that Luke never mentioned she kept them in her heart. Like when they were looking for an inn, they were rejected several times. But the word she kept all these things in her heart was not found there because it's a negative experience, right? Or when they lost Jesus in the temple, there was nothing says there that she kept all these things in her heart because in our experience, negative emotions, negative experiences can also need time to heal and be understood in the grace of God. Sometimes we need processes, we need counseling or guidance to be able to see, oh, that's why I was able to, and also draw some lessons in it and see them as a blessing in disguise, even those negative experiences. But again, the key is to reflect under the guide of God's blessing and grace. And I think it's wise to do that as we begin this year, to sort things out, what is to set aside and what is to keep. And so this is a practical thing to do. Number one, let us count our blessings and not our pains. Let us count our friends and not our enemies. Let us count our achievements and not our failures. Let us count our moments of joy and not our deepest sorrows. Let us count the times we spent with our loved ones and not those times we spent with regret. Let us count our sacrifices because of love and not our comforts because we didn't care. Let us count the times when we were affirmed and appreciated and not the times when we were rejected. Let us count our victories over trials and at the times when we were weak and failed. Let us count the moments when we loved and felt love and not those times when we were so indifferent. And at the last, this is my favorite, let us count our blessings and be a blessing to one another. Beautiful thing to do as we begin the new year. And let us also be reminded by Padre Pio in his words, my past, O Lord, I entrust to your mercy, my present to your love, and my future to your providence. Beautiful. To fill our hearts with those positive quotes and words so that we will have a better future, a vision of our future. And lastly, I want to extend my blessing, my priestly blessing to you. And you can bless also your family and this community by the very word that Moses received in the first reading and then told Aaron how to bless the Israelites. And these are the words that I would like you also to remember and memorize so that you can easily bless people in your family. The Lord bless you and keep you, make His face shine upon you, and be gracious to you. The Lord turns His face toward you and give you peace. And now I invite you to stand up and to receive my priestly blessing.
The Lord bless you and keep you, make His face shine upon you, and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace. Amen.
And now I invite you to hug your family and bless your family here and somewhere else in this community as we sing together this blessing.
The Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace.
Together.